Hey guys, this is Big Nick here, and I'm here to give you my Great Balls of Fire review. As you all know, Great Balls of Fire was last night. I'm recording this as of Monday, the night of Raw, which is probably the most hype Raw of the year. Maybe, maybe not, besides WrestleMania. Yeah, because we all need to know what's going to go down tonight. The fate of the Universal title and the fate of something I don't want to describe yet. I'll just say it in one word: murder. Okay, let's start off. We're going to start off with the kickoff match, and that was the Cruiserweight Championship match, and that was Akira Tozawa defending, going up against Neville. It was a pretty good watchable match. Neville won in a weird way. He knocked Tozawa on the ropes, then knocked him off the ropes, and then kicked him and won. That's a great way to say Neville can't be beaten. Neville went for like a Phoenix Splash during the match. That was fun to see him do something high flying, which he doesn't do anymore because he's more submission based with the Rings of Saturn. But it was still a very watchable match, and as they showed later in the show, Tozawa was screaming at Titus O'Neil in Japanese, but then said, "I want rematch." Just like that, I want rematch. Not I want a rematch, I want rematch. So it looks like we'll probably have one more match between them, maybe on Raw. Definitely not SummerSlam, so probably a Raw 205 Live. And it was pretty watchable, so okay, that's the kickoff. So now we're going to start off with the main card, and here we are, Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. A good, fun match to watch. Seth Rollins took a lot of stiff hits, took a mean clothesline, got smacked face first on the apron, which, as we all know, is the hardest part of the ring. Thank you, Michael Cole. Bray Wyatt really didn't take that many big hits. Seth Rollins really just did a suicide dive, but got caught. Then hit it again later in the match. Seth Rollins went for his finisher a little early in the match, which didn't go well. I think Wyatt hit him with the little Uranagi slam. And then the match finish was kind of interesting because Bray was out of the ring. Seth was trying to get him back in. Thumb to the eye. Of course, referee didn't see it. Bray Wyatt comes in, Sister Abigail, and he wins. So, congratulations, Bray Wyatt got a win. He really needed one. He hasn't won a big match since he came over to Raw. And that's just a good way to probably keep the feud going, which is still, we don't know what it's for. Okay, next up we have a match that everyone expected to go exactly the way it did, and that was Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Enzo cut a very good promo at the beginning of the match, saying how he's the star, Big Cass is just 7 foot tall, and that's it. He ain't got nothing. Enzo was everything that he's not. So then Big Cass comes out. They have about a 4-minute match. Enzo does a little offense at the beginning and then gets destroyed. Big Cass Gorilla Press lands him out of the ring. Enzo comes in after they say don't come in. Big boot. Big Cass wins. No surprise there. There's an okay destruction of Enzo Amore, but hopefully with the promo work he's showing, Enzo isn't screwed. Please don't let Enzo be screwed. Okay, next up we have is probably the match of the night, in my opinion it is. And that is the 30-minute Iron Man match between the Hardys and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team titles. It pretty much went back and forth for a while. The beginning of the match started with, it looks like Cesaro was going to start the match, but he had a sneak tag on Sheamus. Cesaro ran out, Matt wasn't looking, Sheamus comes in, bro kick, already down 1 fall. Then they get a second fall early in the match, I believe. Yeah, they were busy whooping down Jeff after Matt was bro kicked out unconscious, got the easy pin on Jeff. So then so it was down 2-0 about 5 minutes into the match, maybe 7. So then, so pretty much they had the Hardys playing coming from behind, like they always do with the faces in Iron Man matches. Then the Hardys would get a sneak pin. I think it was on a Twist of Fate. I think it was Jeff who got it. Yeah, Jeff got a sneak pin on, I believe, Sheamus. And then there was some chaos going around inside the ring. Matt Hardy got thrown into the ring post, got a count-out win for Sheamus and Cesaro. So they were up 3-1, and that was about the halfway point of the match, maybe 8 minutes in, 10 to 8 minutes in. Okay, so it was down 3-1. Then the Hardys would pull some comebacks. They did a unique cover on Cesaro, which got him the second fall, and then third fall. I believe, yeah, it was Matt Hardy. He got the fall on Sheamus, I think. And then it was tied 3-3, about 3 minutes left in the match. So then they're going back and forth, usual tag team stuff. Then as we lead into the final 30 seconds of the match, Jeff Hardy hits a swanton on Sheamus, but he wasn't the legal man. Cesaro comes in, gets the pin on Hardy, because when he hits the swanton, he sits up like this, it's like, and then he gets pinned over. But you clearly saw this arm, he was kicked going like this, get me out, and it was off the mat. But they kept it going. So that's what happened there. So they got the 4-fall, and then Cesaro ran around the ring for about a good 10 seconds. Swanton, Jeff went for the pin, time's up. So Sheamus and Cesaro retained the Raw Tag Team titles in a very good match. Probably the best match they've had. Yeah, my favorite one, the 30-minute Iron Man match. So they won 4-3. So maybe this is the end of the feud. Oh, and Matt Hardy did get busted open on the right eye. And if you did notice, he was doing stuff like this during the match, which made people believe he's going to start deleting people later. Maybe his mind got broke. So next up we're going to go is to the women's title match, and that is Sasha Banks challenging Alexa. It was a good match for both of them. Alexa showing off a double jointed arm again, showing she's a great heel, and Sasha showing she can sell, selling her back, her neck. I believe Alexa did like a little move on the knee where Sasha just bent completely, which is very, very scary. Sasha, please stop doing that. So yeah, it was a good match. Sasha wins via countout because Alexa just took it. But so as Alexa was walking away gloating, Sasha attacks her. They end up on the top of the announce table. Looks like Alexa's going to hit a DDT on Sasha. Sasha pushes her off. Then does a little double knees thing off the top of the announce table onto Alexa's head, knocking her on the floor. So Sasha stands tall, so the face got over. And next up we have is probably the match I know everyone didn't care for, and that was Dean Ambrose challenging Miz for the IC belt for like the 1,000th time this year. Yeah, somewhere around 1,000. It was an okay match. The Miz Taraj got involved the whole time. Maurice putting Miz's foot on the rope. Ambrose did a good job selling a knee injury. He even got up and just fell right down in his little lunatic style. He went for his lunatic lariat clothesline, and Bo Dallas just pulled him off and said, "No, not tonight." And Miz wins by the whole Miz Taraj getting involved. Axel got knocked off. Then Bo Dallas hit Ambrose from behind. Skull Crusher finale. Miz is still IC champion. So next up, that's that match. Next, and now we have is the ambulance match, the match that I was waiting for, many other people were waiting for. Braun Strowman versus Roman bitch-ass Reigns. It was a good, slow-paced match. There really wasn't that much extreme things going on besides Reigns using a steel chair on Strowman's messed up elbow. Then he started hitting him with the chair. Braun Strowman started eating it, you know, like the usual big man fashion when they just get hit and they're like, "Hit me again." But this time Strowman said, "Hit me again, you son of a bitch." Well, screamed it. So then we did some work with the ambulance. Strowman throwing Reigns around the ramp, which is just fun to see. He picked up, I believe it was a backboard, and started hitting Reigns with it. He was trying to the way Roman was trying to put Braun Strowman in the ambulance was like a Royal Rumble, and trying to lift him over the top rope by picking up the leg. Then Roman Reigns started hitting Superman punches right in front of the back. Well, yeah, right in front of the back, right in front of the doors, trying to get Strowman in. Then it looks like he's setting up for a spear. He goes. Braun moves. Roman Reigns slides into the ambulance. Doors close. Braun Strowman wins. In the most hilarious way ever Roman could lose, he slid into the ambulance. He slid into the ambulance DMs. And then as Braun is just back is turned, celebrating his win, Roman comes out looking very pissed off, attacks him, puts him in the ambulance, takes the guy who was driving the ambulance out of it, drives it to the back. He was speeding too, so he should have got a ticket for that. You don't drive that fast in an arena. And then he pauses for a second. Looks like he's contemplating life in the car with an angry ass face going. And you can see the camera look up when it was at the mirror of the ambulance. Has Reigns' face. And then we jump to the back shot of the ambulance. The ambulance speeds in reverse and crashes into one of those big ass trucks they have in the back. Then we jump to a shot in the front where Reigns is coughing. Like, he coughing like a smoker. That kind of cough. Then Kurt Angle comes out looking shocked as if someone just shot him. Reigns walks away. Then they're trying to get Strowman out of the ambulance because you couldn't get the back door, so they was using the side door to get him out. And then out of nowhere, Kurt Hawkins' music plays for some odd reason. Maybe I thought he was coming out to talk shit. Like, see, that's what happens when you don't have Kurt Hawkins on a pay-per-view. You get murder. Yeah. Roman Reigns attempted murder, so all you Roman Reigns fans, you like someone who attempts murder? Leave Undertaker out of this. He has done attempted murder. So apparently it was Hawkins versus Slater having a little stupid match. We saw 2 minutes of it maybe before we hear the fire sirens coming in, and it's the fire trucks bringing the jaws of life to get Braun Strowman out of the ambulance. It takes about a good 5 to 6 minutes, and as we hear, the match ends in the ring. Heath Slater wins, according to JoJo. So congratulations, Heath. You got a pay-per-view win, just that no one saw it on pay-per-view. Everyone in the arena saw it. So they finally get the door open. Braun Strowman they're trying to put him on the stretcher. He refuses the stretcher. He kicks it off. He comes out all bloodied. His bad elbow's bleeding. His eye, I believe maybe his hand, and maybe up here. I don't know. I saw some blood up here. And then he walks away. He refuses medical attention. Maybe this was a double turn. Maybe Reigns finally turned heel and Strowman's a face now. That's why tonight's Raw is interesting, because we want to know what happens. Are they turned? Because we haven't had a double turn since Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. And that turned out to be the most iconic move ever. So now it's main event time, and it is the Universal title, the Samoan Submission Machine Joe versus the Beast Brock Lesnar. Before the match starts, they're doing the little announcement things. Heyman is announcing Lesnar because he's Paul Heyman. So Joe attacks Lesnar, beats him outside the ring, puts him through the announce table, then gets in the ring and waits. Lesnar comes back in. They start the match. Joe does some offense with his little splash in the corner, then the kick. Joe starts punching, but then he went immediately pretty much for the Coquina Clutch, and that was the whole match for the majority of it. Then Lesnar gets free, and then we see him hit 2 suplexes. Then he's going for the third. Joe grabs the ropes. He pulls the referee in, does the Ric Flair move where the referee's not looking, kicks you from behind. Low blow. Heyman screaming, "That's a low blow!" So then Joe goes again for the Coquina Clutch. Lesnar gets out of it. Lesnar doesn't tap out. He'll submit. He gets out. Then he hits him with the Uranagi Slam, the same type of move that Wyatt uses. Lesnar kicks out. So then we're doing a little bit more of the Coquina Clutch thing. Then Lesnar starts hitting 5 to 6 suplexes. Joe doesn't get pinned. Joe puts him right back in the Coquina Clutch again. But you kind of knew it was happening from the positioning of the match. The position that Lesnar picks up, F5, win. So it was a okay match. Really, it was maybe 8 minutes long. The whole shit with the ambulance was longer. So maybe they could have gave him more time. Hopefully we could have got a 15-minute main event out of him. It would have been a lot more fun. But at least in this match, Samoa Joe didn't get buried. Brock Lesnar still looks like Brock Lesnar, but he had to earn that victory, not like he did in every other match where he just threw you and won. So yeah, so that was Great Balls of Fire. It was probably the best pay-per-view not named WrestleMania this year. Maybe, yeah, probably the number 2 pay-per-view of the year. I know Elimination Chamber was fun this year, but this one was definitely better. The storytelling was better. Match work wasn't the greatest match works ever, but it was still very fun. We had 2 great matches on here. The ambulance match was funny. The ending, slide into the ambulance. And the Hardys and Shamzaro. So, yep. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys probably next week for the Battleground predictions and reviews. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again. Bye.